your life.
That's what you wanted to. Come on. Come on, Tina.
Me?
Yeah, come on.
What?
Guys, this is my daughter. She's
I
in
don't
town.
think you have to hit go live first.
No, you already did.
Okay.
This is my daughter in town. She brought my grandson. This is Tana.
Hi.
Actually, Jan Tana. But she's out of Las Vegas. Come to your dad, basically what she did.
That's what I'm here for.
Yes. Thank you, Tana.
Bye.
That is my only daughter out of five kids, 4 boys. Let's see if we can't get this going. I already got 4 watching. I want to show you guys something. I'm going to talk about some stuff here before. Got some news to talk about later on. It's always, guys, bear with me here. I want to show you guys this. This is pretty, that I think is pretty badass. And I'm kind of excited about it because we're huge, bigger. I have analytics, just YouTube only. I'm not doing Facebook. I kind of published something the other day where I put it on Facebook about how big the YouTube channel has gotten. And I got new numbers today, 111,000 views in 28 days. It's growing bigger every day. I was averaging 400. Now I'm averaging close to 3,000 a day. 365% up in growth. And we're going to talk about me and Jeff. When Jeff comes on, I want to talk about this on the growth of senior softball, the growth of softball, and what we think is why it's growing. Why we're a part of something with Porch that's growing huge. It's getting bigger, and a lot of people thought it was dying. I actually never did because I was in the meat of things. When I was doing the reviews, I didn't think it was dying. I think everything comes full circle. That's just me. It's life. Everything comes full circle when it comes to things. And I think we are hitting, we'll talk about, I'm getting way ahead of Jeff, because me and Jeff, he just got off the phone with me and we were talking about this because he put out some stats today about the registration for senior softball. And it's very, very interesting, guys, what he's gonna talk about. And I'm gonna kind of ramble here in a little bit, let you guys. But senior softball is growing, guys. It's getting big, and we have proof of it now. Because I always thought that it was getting bigger. There's going to be a plateau where it almost looks like it's dying, and then what's going to happen. And we actually know why it's getting bigger, and we kind of brainstormed on that today. And we'll talk to you guys about it later on when he comes in about 30, 45 minutes. But 111,000 views every 28 days. My subscriptions have went through the roof, and I'm not asking for them. Like, if you get on YouTube, it's easy to get on YouTube or be a part of YouTube and just subscribe to that channel. It grows. I get 42 subscribers every 28 days, which is not bad for somebody that's not really, I would say, well known in the USSSA and ASA market, but these numbers I'm giving you, that's growing, and that's only on YouTube. I get big spikes. I'm learning when it comes to YouTube, where I post my stuff later because of the seniors. I don't do 7 o'clock in the morning anymore. I do 9 o'clock in the morning. That tends to be wherever one of my guys that are subscribers are on YouTube. There's going to be people on here tonight from YouTube that is going to be chiming in. I don't get to see everything. I don't know, because of this platform that Leslie is amazing. I just don't get to see a lot of, I go back and look later, like when I get off tonight, I'll go and share it with a lot of channels on my groups on Facebook. And then I'll turn around and just go through the questions that you guys ask and try to answer, but we went through the roof. And I think it actually goes with what me and Jeff are going to talk about later on. When it comes to that, the one thing I always tease you guys with this, and I'm eating this. You guys, if you guys know, I hunt a lot, and this is Axis meat. And yes, it's jalapenos stuffed in cream cheese, wrapped in bacon, and it's in the middle of that little, and it's all protein, guys. There's no carbs in this, right? So these are amazing. There's backstrap from Axis. You guys are hunters out there. You know how this shit tastes right here. It's just in the recipe that I got probably around 40 years ago. Um, wow, about 40 years ago, and it's you just get them to cut your back straps really thin, and they'll cut them really thin, and then you just take cream cheese, jalapeno in the middle, the sliced jalapenos, not the big ones. You can do that too. We've done it before. Just it gets a little bigger. I like the little bite-sized ones because I can snack on them during the week. And it's not. It's guys. It's a lot of protein. You guys going to be crying about the bacon. Bacon, guys. You guys need to worry more about sugars and carbohydrates than bacon. It makes it taste good too. Bacon always makes everything taste good. But it's good, dude. It's good stuff. And when you're on this carnivore diet like I am, not a lot of calories, and basically nothing but protein. But we make those. My daughter's in town, so we made some. She loves them. The pit is right outside the window here, and my cousin is actually pulling them off the pit as we speak. But I wanted some show you guys. Axis meat, Axis backstrap, amazing stuff. On this YouTube channel, I'm also on TikTok, Spotify, Instagram. Guys, I'm everywhere. I've got my website is up and running. It's shortporchcuttingedge.com. It's going to be in the description after I get done. Thank you, Rob. Do you have Patty's back, guys? I don't know if you guys know that. Patty's back, and she's hitting it harder again. She doesn't know why. They never told her why she was kicked off, and I think it was for like a week. She was missed. I'm glad to see that she's back because she manages a couple of my channels on kidding people off of there that are scammers. There's a couple of people that had posted on there. It says, how come my stuff's not getting approved? It's been 3 days already. Well, that was a guy that actually put that on a lot of other buy, sell, and trade. So apparently, I don't know what he was doing, but somebody just causing shit out there. The one thing I will say about buy, sell, and trade, guys, we can only keep so many people out of there that are scammers. There are some that get through. What we really do, the people who monitor that, is we look at how many friends you have, for one. I'm not going to sit here and tell you how we catch you guys, but there's a way to catch them. Just vet them. I mean, if somebody wants to sell you a bat, if it's too good to be true, it probably is. Look through their history, see who they've dealt with before, ask people, give their names and ask people about them. If nothing comes up, don't make the deal. If nothing comes up where nobody knows these people, I'm just better safe than sorry. We have a buy, sell, and trade, senior softball buy, sell, and trade. There's another one that is ran by Mr. Martin out there. We've had ours probably. I've had mine probably the same time as he had his, and they're both named the same. Mine just has different on the front of it, as us on the front of it. We can tell it's a part of what we do with Short Porch and senior softball bat reviews, because that's when I was doing it. Make sure, and you know what it's gotten into with that buy, sell, and trade is a lot of people are asking for compression numbers, and I talked about this before, but how can you tell? What I do see, a lot of people ask me this, what I do see behind the scenes is a lot of people selling bats on there to 130 compression, 140 compression. asking like 125, 150 bucks for it, and then they get screwed later on. The people who bought the bat, like that's not their bat speed. I think what would help out is letting the people know what your bat speed or what better that bat you're swinging fits the person's swing. A 145, 150 compression can go with a 50-mile-an-hour. Are the ladies out there? That would fit them really good. They're not going to get tagged for it, which that would be my biggest. I'm not trying to deter you guys, but my biggest fear on if I would buy a bat from there, and I haven't for a long time. I have before, but that was years ago when I was senior softball bat reviews, was if the bat had been shaved or not. So what I do is what I did back then was always keep receipts. Receipts meaning screenshots of the transaction when you were doing this, the talking, ask a lot of questions, and I would keep it a screenshot. You want to screenshot it because they can delete that shit. So I always it's covering your ass, guys. That's what we've turned into, is when you do deal with a lot of these bats out there, you have to cover your ass. This guy said this compression, and then make right. If the deal goes wrong, make right on the deal, give them back the money. That's the big thing that I say. It's not what, then describe the bat later on if you want to resell it on what better bat speed the bat fits, how many swings, and don't lie. Being with Porch for the last year, a little year plus, I noticed a lot of people out there would try to get, try to beat the system by trying to tell a lot of people, tell these, if you know about bats, you'll know how many swings that bat has on it. You guys send me a bat and I can look at it. I can get you in a ballpark on how many swings it got on. But if you could give me a bat and it says it has 10 swings on it, it looks like it has 300. That's everybody out there is so educated right now because of all the podcasts out there talk about bats. And I see it right now. It's never has been this educated as it is right now, because in the last 10 years ago, nobody knew when they were doing descriptions on bats. This bat is going to fit your swing because your swing. They're talking about all this right now. Your bat's going to fit. This bat's going to fit you because you had this miles per hour. This, you like a little flex of your handle. This bat's going to fit. That was never 15 years ago. Nobody ever talked about that 15 years ago. And I see it now. I see the movement where people are going to start putting, bat speeds with bats and talk about it more. Even a lot of the big companies out there are actually bending the knee a little bit and getting out there and talking about it. Good for them. That's I talked to Jeff about that, and good for them that this is the way it's going now. Because we are in the senior ball. With U-Trip, it wasn't that way. It wasn't where, because everybody's got a 95-mile-an-hour bat speed, and U-Trip, not everybody, but the most of the conference guys and out there that swing have great bat speeds. But it's turned into, fitting, basically, kind of like we talked about with golf clubs, and everybody's jumping on board and saying, hey, this is helping me out. And I get the emails every day. I get the text messages every day. So we know we have a pulse, I should say, on the senior market, where we know what you guys are saying. We want to get bigger. We want to help you guys out. Trey was talking about today about the wheelchair people in San Antonio that are going to Worlds next week. Trey, I think. Trey will get on here and chime in about that, and they love short porch because get those. They don't have no compression level, right? Because a lot of them just have one limb or they're in a wheelchair and they can't do things. So what Trey had made the mind up to do a while back was, hey, maybe when we get our bats down to like that 130, 135 when we were doing the exotic composite, I get that Kevlar down to 150. It's got great performance on it, right? So let's get you these bats in your hands so you can start swinging them, and they love them. They actually love them. They they're going to go to Worlds. Trey was saying, and it's the wheelchair league, and they play here in guys, I can't even think. They play in San Antonio, and they play at Wonderland. I don't know the first name, but it's a place You know, it's where the San Antonio seniors used to have their parties every year there. You know, when they would get there and they'd do all the bat giveaways and all the stuff that San Antonio always would have a luncheon there or dinner. I've only been to that a couple, 3 times when I was invited. But what that's what Short Porch is all about. And I kind of talked about this last week a little bit too. But the buy, sell, and trade, guys, just be wary. I think it's gotten better where a lot of you guys are asking a lot of questions. Does anybody know about this person? And then they anybody know about this person, and they get feedback from them. We have Trey and Clem going to New Mexico this weekend. I think they're going to try to hit in that home run hitting contest there in New Mexico, from what I was told. You guys that are going out of town, make sure you get a lot of liquid IV. I think is what they call it. There is some other stuff out there too. Maybe you guys that have tried this can chime in about it. It's called Water Boy. Make sure you're hydrated, guys. I was dehydrated this morning. I got through the first 2 rounds. That's why I didn't do Facebook Live. I got through the first rounds and I was spent after the first 2 rounds. And I probably took 25 a piece. So I was 50 balls into it and my legs were shaking. And I knew right away that I didn't hydrate the night before. That morning, I think I drank one bottle of water and I just didn't hydrate. And I knew right away, I'm done. You know, when I got in my 3rd round, about 3 swings into it, I said, no, I already know what's happening to me. I'm weak. I'm not strong anymore. And there's nothing that I could did to get back to where that first round was, because it takes at least 12 to 24 hours to get all that hydration back. And that's if I start sucking on water for the next 2 hours. So definitely there's stuff out there called Water Boy. I've got feedback on it because I mentioned it last week, and that's some badass shit. It actually cuts back on the sugar content of Water Boy, and it's got electrolytes in it and stuff like that. So guys, look into that, especially if you're going to go out of town and play New Mexico where they're going. It's hot. I cannot say enough about BPC 157 or TB 500. I am starting this week on a supplement that has them both mixed in, the BPC 157 and a TB 500. I've heard for years, I have heard great things about it, and it's actually taken off. The one thing you have to understand is don't believe when people get out there and say it's the government's taking away. The government's not taking it away, right? For one, it was hard to get because it's a peptide. It was hard to get any kind of prescription for it or buy it over the counter. You still can't do that, but they're still not taking it away. If you have an injury, the one thing too, if you guys have an injury, you're trying to fight an injury. I'll talk about it on Friday a lot more though, is you want to start pumping collagen into your body. You need to get collagen, and look it up, guys. I'm not a doctor and I'm not claiming to be one. I'm just saying I'm giving you guys names of stuff and you guys need to do your own research on it. If I start talking about that stuff, it's going to be an hour because things that I like spreading that kind of knowledge, I guess, because it makes you feel better. It keeps you out on the playing field, as I should say. BPC 157, TB 500. I'm on BPC 157 right now in a pill form. I'm going to get the injectables here in about another couple of weeks. Give blood. I was informed and I do want to clarify this. Somebody asked me about platelets and plasma. If you guys are on any kind of TRT, just give the blood. Donate the blood. Don't do the plate. I don't know that much about it, but the platelets or the plasma. Murray Williams corrected me, which I don't. I think I had said that you can do either or. You can't. You just give the blood. Go down and get Fleep. Just donate blood. We need it anyway. So just that's something you can help out. Plus, it actually helps the system. Donating blood is actually good for you guys. To build up new red blood cells. get rid of the old, get the new in there, and it's going to take a few years to do that. But I've been doing this, guys. I've been giving blood for probably. I do it here now, so I don't give it away anymore. I do it at home, but I've been doing that for probably around 14 years, 13 years, and feel amazing right after you give a blood, especially if you're on TRT or you have sleep apnea. That's another one too. You guys need to get checked on all this stuff, guys. I'll talk about sleep apnea on Friday because I'll have my machine with me and I'll kind of talk about it. I really do think that as you get older, it gets worse. I do think there are some people out there that pass away that don't know that they had it, and the next morning they kind of wake up. They don't wake up the next morning. They don't wake up, and they don't understand why, and they just say natural causes. I don't necessarily agree with that. Natural causes that a 55-year-old is going to pass away. Sleep apnea is deadly, guys. It is bad shit. It puts a lot of strain on your heart. It depletes oxygen from getting to your brain. Your oxygen levels go down to like 60. Mine was at 64% oxygen. Dude, we're running right now. If you test your oxygen right now, you're running about a 98% oxygen. You know, when I had COVID, I was 83 and was in a hospital. When you have sleep apnea, you're not breathing. So you're cutting off airflow to your brain, and your brain's starving because it's not getting any oxygen to your lungs. 64%. That's the heart starts the pump faster and strain to get, and then you wake up, you don't get a lot of sleep. It's just something that, dude, we need to protect our heart as we get older. That's big. I'm kind of looking through stuff that I wanted to talk about here. There is something before Jeff gets on here that I kind of do want to talk about. Someone asked me, and I'll kind of go through this right now. Someone asked me that they got an ASA tester or they got a U-trip tester. I think they got a U-trip tester, and they need the conversion chart. The conversion chart's online. All you got to do is go up there. I actually have one that actually registers like a 220, 200 when I do my compression test on our brand new bats. And I don't need the conversion chart. I did have one years ago that I got from actually on a loan from BP Hero. Jesse sent me one, and I think it was from Eric's son, is his name, California area. And I had to use the conversion chart, but they don't sell it. They actually, you can go on the internet and pick it up if you Google it. I'm trying to look for the stuff that I got down here. It might be in my phone too, but that's one of the other things that just these little things that we can talk about. When Jeff gets on it, we're going to talk about a little bit of it too. Give blood, compression testing on bats, guys. It's gotten that high tech with seniors now. I mean, today I take my compression tester when we hit all the time. We hit with Clem today. He was doing some U-trip bats, and right away they wanted a compression tester. And that actually helps, because when I get up here and talk, if Jeff gets up here and talk, that helps you guys, right? Because we can tell you at 150 swings, 100 swings, 150 swings, 200 swings, 500 swings, what our Kevlar's doing with Clem's bat speed, what our Kevlar's doing with Dave's bat speed. Because I'm not Clem. I don't, I'm not Trey. I'm 65. Someone was asking me, and I think Murray got on there and chimed in too, is, do y'all guys play league ball? Murray doesn't play league ball. It's what I thought I was seeing him say. I don't play league ball. And then what we think, and Murray will jump on here and probably back me up on this, is we hit a lot. We've been hitting a lot. And I think the only way to grow, if you guys don't hit the gym, you guys don't work out, and you want to improve your game, you got to hit. And if at least take live pitching, but if you can't do live pitching, hit off a tee. You guys want to get better? Live pitching, but if you can't do live pitching, hit off a tee. And I proved it from hitting with all the guys that I hit with. We do critique each other. God, I can't even talk about that. That was just text to me about another back company. Anyway, what I say is this too: if you want to get better, hit. We hit a lot, twice a week at least. So at least get one round in one round during the week. We have that most 8 people that hit with us, and we critique each other. We have a group of people that can take constructive criticism. Doesn't matter what you tell them. You know, hey, you're doing this wrong, or hey, we don't have any big heads that hit with me down in Texas. We do not. We can talk to each other, and we do it all the time. Clem will tell me what I'm doing wrong. Trey will tell me what I'm doing wrong. You know, and then if I see something that they do wrong, I'll actually bring it to their attention. Hey, let's not work like today with one of my guys. I said, let's not work on this because you're going to a tournament. You don't want anybody working on anything before you go to a tournament. I said, let's not work on this right now, but this is something when you get back you need to do. You need to learn to hit that pitch because people know you now. People know you can't you what you can and what you can't, or what you like and what you don't, because you're on video all the time. And don't think these guys aren't watching you hit either that you play against. They are. I've known that for years. So you need to change things up. You need to start hitting different pitches better, you know, because you ain't getting that pitch. When you're playing at that major plus level, they can put it on a dime in there, and they have a pitch selection that they're going to go through. They're going to work you, you know, especially that major plus level, because those guys are there to win. I mean, and that's your best position when it comes to that, because you can't win championships without a great pitcher. So, I was telling them today, you need to change things up, you know. But doing that, you learn a lot better when it comes to doing stuff like that. Different weapons. I called it weapons today. I got to have 5 weapons when I come up to the plate. And you just need to get more weapons. You just can't have that one swing. You got to have different swings. Trey knows this more than anybody. And I told Trey, when Trey kept with me about 8 or 9 years ago, it might be more now because I keep saying 8 or 9 years ago. Clem, I think, was 6 years ago, 5 years ago. I think Clem's around 6 now. Trey might be 10. I think Trey might have came in 10 years ago. But when Trey, he wasn't the hitter he is now. Trey has got tremendous power now. You know, he can hit out of baseball fields right now. He's gotten stronger, but Trey works out too. He works out. You know, he puts in the work. You got to put in the work, guys. You know, and if you're not hitting the gym, at least hit. You guys want to get, because y'all guys see us hit. And when you guys watch us do Facebook Live, we're just trying to blow the ball out of the yard. We're trying to show off bats. We're going to tell you how far we can hit them, which usually comes with performance, right? But what you don't see is when we're not hitting those, or when you don't see those on video, right? Like my video, you know, just like all the other guys, if I just got up there and like today, I took 20 cuts and I hit 15, 5-6 hole gaps up the middle, slapping the ball. You know, I did about 15 on my 20, and then about the other 5, I blew it, trying to blow it out of the yard. If I don't know that I can blow it, if I don't, and you guys know this, if you hit a lot, you just don't have it where you can hit it up and spin it. I just go back to cutting it down, cutting it through the infield, right? That's what you don't see. You don't see that because I don't do behind the scenes anymore when it comes to that, but you don't see that. We work on that, guys. Like today they hit because we're going to, and they were working on that. I was throwing them higher pitches. I wasn't feeding it to them. I was throwing them higher pitches. That way they get used to the tournament they're going into. Another thing too is they eat good going up into the tournament, and they don't exhaust themselves. Like today, Wednesday, like what they'll do on Thursday, they'll relax, kick back, eat good. Friday, take a little BP, relax, eat good, and Saturday they're going to play. It's going into Sunday. But you got to have a regimen when you're doing and playing these big tournaments on everybody out there wants to get to that next level. You know, it's hard being the top 1%, guys. It is freaking brutal to be the top 1% out there. But it's something that you have a desire to do and you want to do, so you'll put in the work. And a lot of people were asking about us hitting. I mean, guys, we hit a lot. You got to hit a lot. You know, that's how come we can get a feel for bats. We know what performs better. We know the consistency. It's another thing too. A lot of people don't understand this. We know the consistency when we're swinging a bat. If we can swing it better than another bat. Now that's a thing, right? We're not going to go into what we talk about, but that's a thing where the consistency is there. This is a badass bat. You know, softer barrel. We can feel that, and we can hear that, or we can see that. But a lot of people would ask, you know, what would I do? You know, same thing we've been doing. We get better when we hit. Everybody out there that's watching this video, we got 47 right now, people watching it. You want to get better? Take BP till your hands bleed. I don't know if you guys can see that. You see the mark? You see? Okay. We started hitting, and I'll kind of say this a little bit too right here. We started, you talking about that grip spin? Somebody that was that question that they just said right here about the grip spin on the knob. Short Porch was the first ones to do that, just to let you know. But what we got is now I wrap my tape, right? I don't know if, yeah, okay. This is the way I used to wrap it, right? I would go crisscross down here, and then I would wrap it at the bottom. So now, right, that's the way I used to wrap it. You can see that. I don't do that no more. What I found out that I'm getting more torque. So this is our grip spin. So the reason I know I'm getting more torque is I'm getting more blisters now on my left hand. So now I'm getting a blister here. I'm getting a blister here. There it is. I get a blister here, and you got a big one right here where that ring finger's at. I get a blister there. So now I'm getting blisters, spots that I never got them before because I know that's working. I know that bottom hand is working. And guys, when I grab a bat, I torque it. Like whenever I swing, I grab it like that, and I go crossways, and I torque it. I'll push with this left hand. I'll push it. A lot of guys think it's a guide hand. It's not with me. It's not a guide hand with me. I push with the right one, torque with the left one. Especially because I hit down. I chop down at the ball. So it helps me. So big plus for Jeff doing that. Jeff's the only one that came up with that. Nobody else kind of got in his ear. I take credit for it because I said, you got that from me, didn't you? No, he didn't get it from me. That was something that he came up with. So yeah, the grip spin is working for us. Everybody loves it. And everybody's getting that same little, you guys know what I'm talking about. You guys hit a lot, you get them in the palms of your hands. So that stuff's working. You know what I'm doing? I'm going through the shit I never got to last week, basically. So on you guys, I'm not even gonna address that one. On you guys that want to take BP, we do not. And Murray kind of said this. Let's say you have league night. Let's say you play double headers, because a lot of seniors play double headers. What happens with double headers is you'll get 3, because everybody wants to play on league night. You get 3 at bats. If you're top of the lineup, you get 3 at bats in one game, 3 in the next game. That's 6 at bats. That's a waste of drive for me. Guys, I haven't played league. I'll bet you in 15 years that I've been doing this. I haven't played league because I hit a lot. The only thing league does is get you game ready, get you where you're set, where you're playing an infield. It gets that feeling of playing in front of a bunch of people. That's the only league does. Other than that, you go out and take BP. If you do BP right, you can get that same simulation in your brain because you start thinking about putting yourself in game situations, which we do a lot. So we can emulate that. We can visualize that, right? Because if you guys take BP, you know what I'm talking about. What you want to do when you because it goes backwards. What you want to do during games, and we all do this. Like Clem and Trey are getting ready for a tournament this weekend. You can tell they were getting locked in. You know who the best at doing this is Brandon Murray. I've seen Brandon Murray take BP before a tournament, and he is like You don't want to look at him. You don't want to talk to him. When he looks at you, you want to look away because he's so focused, because he's putting himself in game situations when he's up there hitting. Everybody should do this. Everybody watching this video tonight should do this. You should put yourself in game situations when you're taking BP on the last 10 swings. Get up there, bases loaded, crowd is screaming. Even think about the crowd, everybody screaming at you, calling your names, calling you a fat ass, anything like. Just do that, and then get up there and then take your pitch, not just pitch being thrown to you. Take your pitch and do something with it. Hit it hard. I'm not saying hit it out of the yard. I'm saying hit it hard. But you got to put yourself in that. That's visualized, right? You could do more with that than you do playing games. So that's the one thing you guys got to understand, that you get more knowledge, you'll get more ready, a lot more ready, if you take BP at least once a week than playing games at league night. I always thought that league night with me, because I did travel a lot and play ball in my younger days, was actually a chance for me to get hurt because I pitched a lot. So it was a chance for me to get hurt. If I'm hurt, it doesn't benefit my team going to a tournament that weekend because I'm hurt. So I would actually not do it. And I would just hit a lot of balls to get ready, take a lot of infield to get ready because I was pitching. That's when I was really into it deep. Don't do that anymore. But definitely, you guys asked that question. I just wanted to answer it. Guys, somebody asked me this too. Going live make you a better hitter? You damn right it does. Go live. Anytime that you have that confidence where you can go live, you're putting yourself in the front of a bunch of people. For one, you got to have balls to go live, because you can take bad cuts and you're leaving yourself out there for criticism on the line, right? So when you see these guys go live, they're doing something a lot of people can't do, right? For one, if they hit like shit, they get criticized. Another thing too, it makes you mentally strong, because if you go live and you're hitting a crowd, let's say I have 55 people up here at one time, right? I got 55, running 55 about right now. It's probably going to get better here in about another 30 minutes. But if I go live with 55 people, that's more than what's looking in the stands nowadays, right? So I'm in front of 55 people. So when you go play a game, that ain't shit to you. You've been Facebook Live, or you've been YouTube Live, or you've been live on 5 different platforms like we're going on right now. So definitely going live helps your game. Definitely. Somebody asked me that, and I just wanted to throw that in there. Going live helps you because you concentrate, you hit the ball a lot better, and that carries on to your game when you do play. And then you have 10 people in the stands yelling at you, especially the wives. And you guys been, you know what I'm talking about. You guys been there. You know the wives are going to be screaming at you. You know, that don't mean shit to me. I don't even listen to them, you know, because I've been on Facebook Live. You know, I kind of like the way it just pulls you in real fast.
You know? You remember all the problems we used to have?
Dude, it was bad. We had bad problems. It was bad. Were you going to get ready to chunk the phone? We almost talked you into getting another iPhone like I do, just so you can do Facebook Live. But
hey, we were willing to try anything, weren't we?
You know, and then I have guys like Clem text me and goes, "Monkey style helps too." You know, Clem actually just said that. So you know, Clem's watching the video when he's got to throw a monkey style in there too. If you guys don't know what monkey style is, talk to Clem about that. Clem, he hit today. He's all happy now, right? Because tomorrow Clem goes to a tournament and in New Mexico. So as long as he hit today, he feels good. Him and Trey were cracking up at breakfast this morning. And then now he feels good because what he's going to do all weekend, he's going to play softball. So Clem is all happy. So he's got to be talking shit to me, you know, about all this stuff now. And he'll be chiming in to everybody else too when it comes to that. How's everything going? One thing I did want to talk to you about, and kind of we can jump right on into it, you know, and it was something that I actually started about 15 minutes ago, and I wanted you on here because you made a lot of sense today. And when we get together and we brainstormed on this, was hang on, bud. And I kind of want to bring it up here too. We kind of brainstormed see, that wasn't even it. On the future of senior softball.
Yeah,
And,
absolutely. On
a
the
lot of
growth of
people,
senior softball.
the growth of senior softball, and a lot of people out there, I think this is very informational. I think a lot of people out there never knew these numbers. I did know. I think me and you talked about this. Where was senior softball going? Where was all these other, baseball and fast pitch and general slow pitch softball was going? Let's talk about the growth that a lot of people don't know. A lot of people don't
Yeah,
know about this.
so reported, which can be very hard to do with participation when it comes to US. And I get reports from a few different sporting good areas, SFAI being one of them. But anyway, that's the sports and fitness, whatever. But now to date, what we're seeing is that senior softball is up somewhere between 1.3 and 1.5 million participants. And at one point when we started in this, they were saying it was around 800,000. And now it has grown as um, players have reached, I guess, senior age. One key thing I was reading, they were saying was because advances in healthcare and people feeling better about themselves and having a better attitude towards playing sports in general. You've seen sports take off with older people, like pickleball, for example.
Yeah.
Just a lot more people doing a lot more active things than years ago. And, hats off to the whole senior softball community for it growing when kid ball, for instance, is not at its height that it was some years ago. I think it was like 6.5 right now million participants, which is not, it hasn't been growing in the last few years. So maybe the height of um, slow pitch softball with the 20 and 30-year-old, whether it gets back to that or not, I can't say. I don't have a good pulse on those things. I personally don't think it will, but I do think you'll see in the next 10 to 15 years senior softball grow. I really
Oh,
do. Yeah.
definitely. Me and you talked about this earlier. Is the one thing that the government did years ago was they started giving seniors free memberships to gyms, right? Not seniors, but the 40-year-olds, free
Yeah.
memberships to gyms, talking to them more because the healthcare system was taking a beating because everybody was going to the hospital. They weren't in shape, right? So what I do see with that younger generation, and we talked about this earlier, that they're taking better care of themselves. They're starting to eat better, right? And that turns into longevity. So a lot of the 40-year-olds are wanting to get into 50s, and the 30-year-olds are wanting to get into 40s. So that's where that growth is at. We think that they don't tell us where it's at, but common sense between me and
Well,
you are going like, well, this is what we think it's happening with that.
well, talking about food as we travel the country a lot with Short Porch, Leslie and I, and what we see it in a lot of areas is how healthier the food is than maybe in the South. Now, I will argue that we have the best food in the South. I know you might argue that in Texas you guys do, but we love our food. We have a great a great variety of Southern cooking here and seafood, some of which just isn't really healthy. But as we go through Florida now, and you see a lot of places have really taken off over the years. That's not, I don't know if it's healthy per se. I'm no doctor, but I know it's got to be more healthy. Chains like Chicken Salad Chick are showing up everywhere. Polo Tropical, which is basically a grilled chicken, Caribbean type place we go to a lot in Florida. Me and Sean like to eat there when we play in Tampa. So there you just see a lot more options. I know in West Palm area near Vieira, we go to West Palm when we go down to Vieira and play or just go see teams. I hadn't been playing there, but to see teams there with Short Porch, and you couldn't get a soda with like more than 2 grams of sugar or something. They didn't have them stocked in the where we were eating. So I think out west, California and areas like that, you see a lot more health conscious too. It's just according to where you are, but it is growing from 10, 15 years ago when it comes to what you're able to eat on the go when it comes to fast food and restaurant, you know?
Yeah, and I
Mm.
think with the gluten-free menu being introduced to a lot of these restaurants too, because that was a demand. I think
Mm.
seniors and going into seniors, like the kids going into seniors, got more healthier. So then
Yeah.
you see a big increase on balls, on balls. You got a big increase on well, the better balls and the better bats that are coming out right now. So it's a desire to actually want to start playing. You know, the ex baseball players that just want to get out there, and what better way? Like I was talking about them about league night, and what better way to get out there and do exercise? You don't have to be that traveling softball player. You can actually get out there, get with
Yeah.
the guys, play some league ball, and then lose some weight, get that cardiovascular going, you know, and drop some pounds. And I think that's what they're looking into now. And they don't have to go to the doctor as much as they get older because they're more healthier. They just eat better,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah,
So I think
absolutely.
that has a little bit to do with it. I think and we talked about this earlier too. And I just think that you got a lot of conference players that are playing 40s. You get that are going into 40s. And remember, you said this earlier, where 40s, they were thinking about getting rid of 40s a few years ago,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
now
40
40s is
was struggling.
increased. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then now
Yeah.
40s are
40's
increasing.
really turned on a dime this year,
You
and
know,
that shows the growth, right?
40s
Um,
turned on a dime so much they're talking about introducing 35s to seniors. Now get
yeah.
that one. 35s playing seniors.
And you still, you still don't see as much 40s, but it has really increased this year for, I think, largest since we've been doing the senior softball bats over the last, few years. It definitely has came just out of nowhere. 40s has. And but one thing I will say, to pat the bat companies and ball companies on the back is equipment is better than ever. And it like no other genre, it helps senior softball more than ever. Because seniors, that's where they need the better equipment. You're trying to, have an even playing field at U trip, or not an even playing field, but the bats are regulated, the balls are very regulated. Well, where not that seniors not regulated, it's just, higher performing. And as you see more companies invest into making better products and senior softball versus just throw it to the wayside and say, hey, the kid ball is all that matters because there's way more that plays. But as more people play senior softball and purchase products, they're going to pay it more attention and put a better quality product on out there.
Yeah.
More bats that are top tier, more balls that are top tier for seniors, and that really helps because we don't want to hit U-triple-SA bats in tournaments. Heck, a lot of guys might not even would play again if they had to.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. That's why I think when we talked about this too, is balls are so important when it
yeah,
comes to playing these big tournaments, because nobody wants to go to a tournament and hit a bad ball. It's just
yeah,
so a lot
yeah,
of guys will stay home other than going and hitting a shitty ball. I mean, it's
yeah.
always been that way ever since I started playing in 1980. It's been that way. So yeah,
And you
it's
seen what happened this summer with our ball shipments. They're coming in and they're just gone. Poof, they're gone. As it got hot and balls mattered more. And right now we're just trying to get balls in here because we're just sold out almost everything. And we don't sell balls like that during the winter months. And it's not because there's not tournaments out there. It's because you can hit lesser lesser balls or not as quality of balls during January and February.
I will say this too. I today I realized how good our balls is, and this is the reason why. If you guys watch Facebook Live Day, we hit yesterday too. Okay. Well, what I did was I left the balls in the truck, in the back seat of the truck. Well, it was hot. So when I grabbed those balls out this morning, I grabbed them and they were warm. And they did not, dude, they didn't lose anything.
They're
And
still
we were
flying.
hitting them a mile. You guys
Yeah.
watch Facebook Live today. We were hitting them a
Oh yeah.
mile. and they were
Well,
warm. They weren't hot. They were warm because they'd been in a truck all night long. It got down to 90 last night here in San Antonio. And I was like, holy shit, you know, I'm grabbing these balls out of the bag. Just came out of my truck. We're hitting at 8 o'clock this morning, and I'm throwing them, and they're just hitting bombs.
well,
But balls are rated at 100 degrees anyway. So
absolutely. We're here in Savannah, so everybody knows the story about, us making the polymer to beat the heat the best possible. And I didn't get to see much of the live because I kept getting having to answer phone calls from people calling with questions about the bats from watching your lives yesterday and today, and people watching it today and trying to make choices between our bats, as we have a lot of bats out right now. So with Cage gone and Christian was in and out, so I was actually Erica was actually handing some of the technical bat phone calls off to me today, and it was good. They don't let me talk to customers like that on the phone.
well,
So
that's a very dangerous area to put you in.
yeah, so it was good, man. And this we were talking about other things earlier, but the main question I was getting was, do I swing the mare or do I swing the OG? Guys were trying to decide between the mare bat and the OG.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, you know, um, you know, we need to figure it out. What are you looking for? Do you need more end load on the bat, or, do you need something to swing a little lighter to help your batting average out? Or are you more of a softball type hitter, or do you lift the ball like Clem and I? So, it's,
Well,
somebody was on here. Somebody was just on here saying something about sticky knobs with combat. We don't watch other companies. I couldn't tell you if they had a sticky knob before us, after us. I don't know. It was an idea we had. We don't know about anything about any other bat
yeah, I
company.
saw that too. That was John. He actually that was the text message that I got. But you're
Yeah.
right. I don't know it, nor do I
Yeah,
care.
I wouldn't know. Yeah, I
Yeah,
wouldn't know if they did it first or we. It was just an idea we had after I helicoptered a bat. So
yeah.
it was you know, and what kind of knob they would have, I don't know. I've never swung another bat company since we started this one, so I have no idea what they do, to be honest. I leave that to other people to decide. We just make the best products possible. I know somebody did jump on here, and I have to answer this before we move on. They said, which Dave Velasquez signature bat is the hottest? And I'm gonna say this, and I promise you,
Without giving out.
everybody watching, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna leave it here. And anybody who wants to call back and can prove that it's not the truth, please try, because it'll never happen. What I will say is, and I'm not gonna say whether it's gonna come out next year, the following year, or when, or what'll happen. What I'm gonna say is it's the next Dave Velasquez signature bat. Period.
I will agree. And I kind
It's
of
the
didn't know
next
where you were
one.
going with that because that's supposed to be hush
Yeah,
hush.
yeah,
But we are working on something, guys, that is phenomenal, and it's something that's going in the future, not anytime soon. I will say that.
yeah,
That's not a lie. It's nothing
yeah.
soon, but it is ungodly. We had somebody hit with us today that I put it in his hands, and he swung it, and it was hitting his two bats that he had by at least 40 feet. And I'll talk more about that later. But yes, it's something that
It's the
we've been
next one.
working on, and it's going to be my next signature series that'll come out. Only thing I can say is it's not going to be anytime soon. And the only reason it's not going to be anytime soon is because we got a hiccup in it. It's not right, because we have a order that we go in, right?
Yeah,
We have bats that
absolutely.
we have bats that we sell. So we have other ideas that are going into these other bats, that we can, that we can put them in. I was asked this question the other day too: is what is the best bat that I've ever swung with short porch? That's the wrong question, because my bat speed is not the same as a Jeff Kessler.
Mhm.
Jeff might have a different opinion, or let's say Allen. or Clem or Trey, I'll have a different opinion on that because of their bat speed, because that's what we do. We build bats for different bat speed, different height, different weight. We fit you with a bat, right? So if you're asking me, that question, the best bat that I've ever swung on short porch would right to this. Well, I even can't even say that. You know, I can't say right to this day because we did R&D on that bat that's coming out.
Yeah.
Not anytime soon. Um, so that is the best bat that you're talking about that I've ever swung, and you guys gonna be blown away with it. But it would have to be two. It would have to be the OG Dudley. I mean the OG Dudley. Wow, the OG Black.
You're fired.
Yeah, the OG. I've said
The
that a few
OG
times before.
blackout.
The OG Blackout, I think, is one of the best bats that I've ever swung.
Well, the
With
waiting
my
on
bat
that, just makes you a better hitter. And I think it makes a lot of players a better hitter. And that's why the OG's the number one selling bat. Obviously, with the Tri-Tech on the new bat, with the same barrels, the Mare bat is really, really high performing. If you're looking for more end load, it's almost identical. Be better for some people, the Mare bat would. The SpinTech people are the SpinTech people. Our SpinTech stuff's badass. I'm personally not a SpinTech person. Manaya, who swings his SpinTech, loves it. I know Trey's had a lot of success with SpinTech bats. Sean Thompson, cutters, people like Fat Guy BP who cut the ball. Great, great performance on SpinTech, and SpinTech helps with durability also.
Yeah,
You know,
that's
so.
what I do like. I do like Clem's bat. I will say that. I think because it's got that gloss finish and it doesn't have
Mhm.
SpinTech on it. I think what a lot of people would like to know, and I don't know if you're getting these phone calls, is compression testing too. Like we have bats compression test at 200, bats compression test at 225, 220, around that area.
Yeah, absolutely.
Usually our SpinTech will compression test right now because we got it dialed in, right? So our
Yeah.
SpinTech will compression test at 220, 225 in that area. Takes a little
Absolutely.
longer to get it down, but like the Roberto Manaya, we are killing it today with the Roberto Manaya bat. I mean, we are just flat out, and it's got SpinTech on it, 12-inch barrel. A 12-inch will whip a little bit better for you than a 13-inch. A lot of you guys need to listen when we talk about that too. Me and Jeff do like 12-inch bats, but we still like the way the Beach City.
Beach City.
Yeah,
I love the
way
Beach
that
City. I'm a short barrel guy. People know I'm a short barrel one piece. I like to lift the ball. I don't use SpinTech. It's just me. Um, you know, um, what we do, what we like. But the 13-inch Beach City, man, people are in love with that bat. And Lord knows, how do you miss that barrel? I couldn't imagine. We hadn't made a 14-inch barrel in a few years. I couldn't imagine hitting a 14-inch, hitting that Beach City. It's like the whole bat's barrel, isn't it? It's barrel.
What we got today with that bat, because it is opening up really good. I think we got 75 on it. We've all swung it. It's a big sweet spot, a huge sweet spot.
Yeah,
and that's what we got on it today. Dude, it's like, well, this is it right here. This is the Beach City. It's got a 17-ounce end load with an 8.3 on the hands. Guys, it's got a 13-inch barrel. You can see we kind of beat it up today. It doesn't have any flaws in it, nothing. I mean, no paint chips or nothing, but it's got a huge sweet spot on this thing. It's freaking huge. 13-inch barrel Kevlar end load. I mean, it's an end load, you guys.
And all the new bats are the Tri-Tech Kevlar, and basically 3-layer Kevlar, and they're really good. They're all really good. They're different models for different swings. I like the 13-inch if you push a lot backside. I think you'll be more successful if you push a lot, because you're going to get inside the ball more, or if you're more of a intermediate type player, I like the 13-inch for you too. Now, if you're a pull hitter and you're a major plus guy, you're a 12-inch. You should be a 12-inch guy, in my opinion. I don't know why you wouldn't be, but But anyway, the whole thing is to make a bat for everybody, and we have these different models. And I've seen Sean do stuff with Spin Tech. It's just unbelievable. He just cuts it so well, man, and get more distance from it. But
Yeah.
I personally just can't do it. I don't hit it like that. Cage does it here, and he's smaller and he'll spin the shit out of it. I'm not a cutter by no means, or have that kind of softball swing.
Yeah, a quick story about Cage. We're at the ranch and we're kind of having a little discussion. And I go, "What are you talking about? You're not a cutter." He almost lost it because I told Cage he wasn't a cutter. And he goes, "Have you watched my videos?" He's yelling at me. "Have you watched my videos? I cut it all the time." And I'm like, okay. So anyway, that was a little funny story about Cage. And I know he's probably up here watching or chiming in. The Roberto Manaya, I kind of wanted to show this bat too. The Roberto
Oh man,
Manaya, you got a 12-inch barrel. This bat, guys, because of the Spin Tech, you can walk into this bat. You can walk into this bat and game it, right? On
yeah.
you guys, on you guys out there, you can walk into this bat and game it. It doesn't have any Spin Tech on it. It's got a little bit of a matte finish on it, which I love. The more matte, the better with me. But then again, you got Roberto Manaya's bat here, and it's going to take a little bit, 50 swings. You'll hear it change sounds. You'll hear it hits two different gears. We actually got it to hit that second gear right now, and we've got about 125 on it with
Yeah.
us swinging it, not you guys swinging, but us swinging it. And
if you're caught in between weights, go down on that bat. Go down on it.
Yeah, because it does swing a little bit like a sledge, guys. It does swing a little heavy on this bat here. And on the Beach City, I think that's true to weight. I think that
it's very true to weight. I like it in my normal weight, which is 27. To me, the Beach City felt more truer to a 27 perfect weight, and than any of them. The OG swings a little light. The Manaya's bat swings a touch heavy for me. The Beach City was really, when it come to weighting, was perfect. And the Dave's signature bat down the road, that thing was weighed perfect. So when it comes to what I like, me personally, that everybody's different. Christians weigh different. Christian would say that the Platano Power was weighed perfect, but he's a 26 guy and he's a bigger guy who swings a 26 anyway. So that sledge works for him. He liked the fat guy BP senior bat. That swung pretty heavy too. So it's just different for everybody, and that's what we're trying to figure out when we're talking to people in here, is what works for you. I will say the Platano Power runs up the numbers when it comes to velo and distance, doesn't it? Runs it up.
Oh yeah,
runs it up.
Well, you got that big mass. It's put out there as a 3/4 ounce in log. So you have that big mass out there that actually carrying it, and it's helping that we can't talk about them, guys, but we've learned with the Spin Tech, we can do different things with the barrel before the Spin Tech's applied. So it actually helps the bat where it doesn't lose compression as fast a little bit, and it helps it with durability too. But let me give you guys how we do this. We have testing on a lot of our bats, like the bat that's coming out later on. We'll talk about that right now. We're putting different things together when it comes to that bat, and we have testing. We have robotic testing. We have testing with hit tracks, and they keep a good log on exit velo numbers, launch angles, all this. It's very when it comes to writing down everything, right, or keeping a computer, a log right on that computer, where it actually tells you every bat that we swung since I've been here.
It's detailed.
It's detailed. And then what happens with that is right after you get done swinging it and you get feedback from Savannah, Georgia, that bat will go to me and that bat will go to Alan. And then you'll get feedback from Alan, right? Like I called you right away, right? And all the bats that is kind of like it remind me of the OG wig popper from
Blackout.
No, remember the red one, the red OG wig popper.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
The red OG wig popper with a white end cap. Remember when I called you right after we hit that bat? That's basically what you're getting now with me. Is going,
yeah,
what the hell? And you won't tell me about it. You won't say anything about it. Just, hey, swing this one. Let me know what you think about it. And you already know what the numbers are reading. So that's how
yeah.
we go through
We
our
know.
testing, because it went through 3 different testing before it actually gets to you. Gets to
I
you.
think
You do
right
your.
now the thing with what's crazy is, and I don't know whether we're just all getting on the same page or whether we have a future bat that's just that perfect. This is the first time where Alan, Christian, Cade, myself, and you, and probably everybody in Texas, were all on the same page about a model, a future model, which was we can't wait, and that,
Yeah.
that was real cool. That was real cool because nobody along the way said we should change this, or this is a little off, or this. We're bringing it to the final stages, but it was the first time where we were all like, man, this is just spot perfect, and that
Especially
was
running.
exciting. That was
Yeah.
exciting.
Yeah.
That was
With the
exciting.
weight distribution numbers, everything, the flex. I mean, everything that we did, you know, it just everything fit in, and it kind of sucks because you have this, it's not out yet. That's what kind of like, can we
Well, we
jump it
have
in
great
front of the
stuff
line?
coming out, and
Yeah.
I'll tell you,
Let's talk about what's coming out a little bit.
yeah, what's coming next week, right?
Yeah, what's coming next week?
Which the Jawbreaker series is coming. The summer series, put together by Miss Leslie K, which is really cool Jawbreaker bats that she'll be putting flyers together early next week, as we announce the launch, which will probably be late next week. The Jawbreaker series is our first ever DDT U trip that we've been waiting all year to get in the market. And it is a 12 and a half senior DDT that has, I swear, the sweet spot on that 12 and a half DT is every bit as big as the Beach City. And everybody knows how hot the DDTs are.
Yeah.
These two bats are phenomenal. We're super excited about them, and the whole series of one piece and two pieces that we have out right now. Man, we're getting so much good feedback. I've heard so many great things about the Beach City, the Mare, and the Platano Power. These are great bat models, and all very different. None of those bats are even similar. Wouldn't you agree?
None of them are similar, but that's what we
Yeah,
do.
none of them similar.
We
That's what
build
we
them for
do.
different. We have different ideas, and we're on. I would say, I'm gonna just say 5 different bat swinging people. In other words,
Yeah.
like we have, I call it soft, medium, and hard. It goes into soft, medium, hard. Medium, hard, soft. It kind of goes 5 different ways, and we've always talked about this. So it goes 5
Yeah.
different ways. Where you got 5 different bats, and we will have. By the time Vegas comes up, we'll have 5 different bats to fit everybody's bat speed that we think that are out there. But that's what our goal. That's what we want to do.
Yeah. Well, and
We can't have
those
2 bats. We
no,
talk
and
about
those
this.
bats, you got a 12, 12 and a half, and 13. Man,
Yes.
every bat company has the bat sizes. We're not just putting stuff out there to put it out there. So you have different barrel sizes, different swing weights. This is you know this is really trying to get players the best option for them. And I've seen all three of them bats do great things. As we're out of two pieces right now. Here's our new two-piece line. That is the DDT Jawbreaker series. Both of these are 12 and a halves because there's a U-trip and a senior. So they're made on the same kind of platform. You will have a 280 compression U-triple-SA and a 220 compression senior DDT, and the 12 and a half, 12 and a half barrel that doesn't taper off the whole 12 and a half because we have the solid piece. So the sweet spot is as big as a 13 or a 13 and a half
Yeah.
in those. And that's what people don't understand about the 12-inch DDT. The 12-inch DDT is as big as a 12 and a half or 12.75 one piece. because you don't get the taper off because it's solid down here, and you can't count the solid piece where it's mid loaded, because it's mid loaded and end loaded. And that's something I think we didn't really talk about, is how the sweet spot's bigger because it doesn't taper off. I didn't really know how to explain that at first, Dave.
Yeah.
I knew it, and people were like, "Hey, this looks like a 13-inch barrel, not a 12." And I'm like, "Well, it's solid there, but what we didn't really think about is it doesn't taper off, so you got a way bigger sweet spot."
Yeah. Well, it
So,
flexes better too with the DDT. That barrel
yeah,
flexes a
absolutely.
lot better, so you'll open up that sweet spot a lot faster and a lot better when you have
Yeah, hey,
two
hell
different
yeah,
weights. Two different weights in the barrel actually helps the barrel. We found out today on that new one, it helps the barrel tremendously whenever we were hitting that one today. But I kind of wanted to see what a 27, but then again, that's I don't get any 27s anymore when it comes to new models. I get the 26s. Clem was bitching about it because he didn't have a 28 in that. I said, dude, what are you worried about? You got your bat now.
Yeah,
You can hit
you're
your
gamer,
bat.
you test
Yeah.
whatever we got laying here. That's what I tell everybody here. I don't pull 27 sometimes, like in the U-trip stuff, because I don't know what to do with it. Nobody around here wants a 27 U-trip, so it might just sit over in the corner. I'm not playing a U-trip tournament until after Vegas. So I pulled the 26 and hit the U-trip 26s, and then that way Cage can either give them away, keep them, or sell them, whatever he wants to do with it.
Yeah.
So, I don't want to open one and just sit it over here, but you don't get as many people swinging the heavier bats anymore. We have seen a large increase in short porch for the heavier bats this year than last year. My theory is that we're getting more into the upper echelon players or younger players. One of the two. Because we're selling more 27s than we ever have right now as short porch, and it's been a drastic move from last year. So I'm hoping that we're getting more 40s players, Dave. I really am, and I think we do with Allen and Christian and them, and then we have. Oh, I think his name's Rick Dush from the Midwest. He has a short porch 40s team. I think with our 40s teams being out there and us just growing, I think we're picking up young 50s and 40s more than ever, from short porch.
Well, it's
And
getting bigger. I know that. It's
yeah, and
everything.
somebody was just on here saying, and I always hear this, not sure how 40s are classified as seniors, is what they said. And I'll tell you, I played 40s, but I'm only 51, so I played a year of 40s ball before when we first launched the bats, and maybe year and a half of 40s ball. If you go out there and play and see how fast them 20-year-old, because when we would play against them with the 40-year-olds and have to throw their ass out on like infield ground balls and all, the speed at which they play at, man, I don't think you need to be out there. You might can carry some 40 guys to catch or pitch, but to play middle infield like I do and have to throw them out, them guys, I forgot how fast they are, man. They can fly down there. My arm was about to fall off because you have to get the ball so quick and throw it so hard to first. You're just throwing 100% throws all day. Well, nobody over 40 needs to be throwing balls as hard as they can all day. And they will hit the ball on the ground a ton,
Yeah.
and the speed at which they play, you shouldn't be out there having to do it. You can, like I said, you can have a few 40 guys on your team, but you don't want to play 40s guys versus 20-year-olds, man, at that speed. You might out hit them and even beat them, but you don't want to do it all day. You just don't want to do it.
I played 55s last year, and I went to Vegas. It's a different. I was 65. It's
It's the
different.
speed. Yeah, it's not
Speed.
hitting. It's
No,
not hitting.
it's
It's
not
not
hitting.
hitting.
It's
It's
the
not hitting.
speed and the arms.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I had a senior moment, and I went from first to third because I had played 60s and 65s, and I thought I could just glide in there, and I'm not slow, and I thought I could and I got gunned by 10 feet, like, and I'm like,
Happens to me.
man.
When I play with Cage is always mad at me because I always get thrown out there, and at some point because I try to take the base, and he's like, what were you thinking? I'm like, man, my man's 290 in the outfield. I'm going to second. I don't know how he threw me out. No, they don't even try to get me out in senior ball, but your internal clock, and they talk about it like with quarterbacks at the NFL. It's
Yeah.
that internal clock and how fast it is. You just know. You just when you play a sport at a level, whatever level that is, you just know, okay, I got to get the ball out here or whatever. It's same way on the bases. You have an internal clock. And I have a perfect example of this because I'm a Braves fan. Did you see Ronald Acuna Jr.'s throw the other day?
Yeah, that
He
off
caught it
off
over
back
shoulder.
foot kind of shit. Yeah.
Yeah. And
The third.
they said, why didn't the guy slide? And they're like, he's a pro player. He has an internal clock. He never thought in his wildest days that throw could have been made. So why would he have went hard and slid? He
Yeah.
wouldn't, because you just know what bases you can take. Well, same way when you play senior all the time, you know you can get that base, and then you're out there with 20-year-olds and you can't. Well,
That's exactly.
in that instance, you got Ronald Acuna Jr. and he's on a different level than even the other major leaguers with that throw. Nobody makes that throw, man. There's probably 3 guys maybe in the world who could have made that throw, turning around flat-footed right there. And why would he have thought that he needed to run hard and dive into third? He never would have thought that, you know.
Yeah.
So,
Well, third baseman duked him too. You see that?
yeah, it was a nice play by the
Yeah.
third baseman.
Yeah, he just duked him and like, oh, you just tapped him like, oh shit. But you're exactly right, and that's what I get whenever I play kids. I call it kids ball 55s. You
Yeah.
know, but moving up, here's the deal too. Moving up to 65s, because you get a 4-man outfield and a 5-man infield. So
Yeah.
you got to be more. You know, you got to know where to hit it and where you can hit it, because you got all these people in the infield, all these people in the outfield. So the game is a little harder as you get into 65s too, because it's just it's more of a placement game, you know, because there's not
It
a lot of
is.
65s out there that can actually blow the ball out of the yard. There's not a lot. You know, there are those freaks out there that can hit the home runs, the Murrays out there that, 65, 70, and he just blows it. There's guys out there that can do that, but those are the freaks. There's not very many of them. But yeah, it's just a totally different game when you get up there and look, and god dang, it's like taking BP with 20 people. When you look out there, it's like, where am I going to hit it? Where am I going to
I
hit
know.
it?
We went through a spell in 40s ball where we were giving up runs and the extra player every weekend at the tournaments because we were I guess, the only major plus team there. So we're giving up 1 run per inning and an extra player. And I'd look out there, Dave, and it's funny how that one extra player, it just looks like people are everywhere.
Yeah.
And then what the problem was is it would force you to try to overswing a little bit. And we're hitting home runs for outs because you're trying to hit them too hard through places. And man, we're just flying too many out the park. And it's just way harder. And I know in one of them tournaments, I think in the championship, a double-A team beat us because we just hit some home runs and they got the extra runs and the player and we ended up losing the championship game to a double-A or triple-A team with our major plus team. So it's harder than you think giving up that player and the runs. It really is, man. And then when you have limited home runs, we didn't play. They didn't give us the home runs just to blow them out, you know.
Yeah.
So it's really hard. And heck, I think that's when Christian got in trouble because he was trying to go up the middle. And you remember that I told the story about Christian hitting the pitcher with the short porch shirt, short porch hat on. And he hit the pitcher. And I'm mad as hell, right, Dave? I'm like, dude, why are we hitting the pitcher? We don't do that. And he's got short porch gear on, and oh man, he didn't mean to. He didn't mean to, but I was mad, man. I was mad. Like, no, we don't hit up the middle,
Is
So,
Christian even around anymore? He used to be a fan of mine. He
he
used to be a
don't
fan of
he
mine,
don't
and
even
I would
watch
see
your
him
stuff.
chime in. I would see him
You know,
chime in. I don't see him no more.
he don't
I
even
miss
watch your
Christian.
stuff.
I miss Christian.
Yeah, we all miss him. He don't work here anymore. You know, he comes by, packs up some boxes, and
And
then he
leaves.
leaves, goes to Jersey Mike's and gets a sub every
Yeah.
day. And then he calls Alan twice and talks to Alan on the phone a little while. Bob maybe once, and then he goes home. And you know, we don't hear from him no more. He's not a big Short Porch fan anymore. He just
Yeah.
works here.
He's not on here no more. I see him all the time chiming in. With
Ever since we suspended him, you know, he
got a
got
little
he got
mad.
his
He got a
butt
little
hurt.
butthurt. Yeah. He got a little, but he didn't know why, but he just got a little butthurt because of
He
that.
got a little butt hurt. Said it wasn't his fault. You know, I
We
don't
have
know. You know.
we have U-Trip bats coming. You were talking to me about this, the banana.
Oh yeah. So beside the Jawbreaker series, we have the banana milkshake. Everybody knows our balanced milkshake line. We're just changing the flavor, guys. It is, and we will always tell you if it's a repaint. It absolutely is a repaint. Our milkshake balanced bat is getting changed flavors. It is a great bat. We sold them out just like that on the mint milkshakes. The banana milkshake is coming out. It is a great bat, and there'll be a new flavor rotating through, which has been awesome for us. A lot of people love that. Again, all designed by Miss Leslie. And the hot chicken, our first, and what I know Dave said we wouldn't do it, but we had such a calling for the hot chicken that we brought it back out in Zoc composite, the exact same bat. So, but that was a top tier bat that everybody loved. It was a limited edition run. This is a limited edition, only 100 available. And we just brought it back out because we had some of the material. You know, I'd left a little bit of that material over there, Dave, and we had talked about that just in case we ever needed it. And so we brought that back. We thought that would be a good way to bring that back that everybody wanted, that we heard a lot about. And hey, we got to use some of the material we had left, you
Yeah.
know. So
Instead of bringing it back,
yeah, instead
take the
of bringing it
tariffs
back.
on it.
So, yeah. Yeah, we're not giving it to somebody
Yeah, we're not
else.
going to give it to anybody. Might as well just bring it back. Might as well
Yeah.
just do a run, do another run. That was a great idea
Yeah.
too.
So, but everybody loved the hot chicken. It was a really fan favorite. I know people have, you know, there was some videos of me swinging it in games, having trouble keeping it in the park, you know, with the hot chicken U-Triple-SA bat. It's a really good swinging bat. Everybody knows how good our balanced bats are. I mean, they rave about it. And we were getting onto the balanced bat. One future bat we can talk about is the Oppo Taco.
Oh yeah.
Because everybody knows the Oppo Taco is coming for Vegas, right?
Yeah.
The three guys won a free Oppo Taco, that because three people come to find out there was one extra guy all at different times, and it didn't matter who went first. We're going to give them each a bat. Said Oppo Taco. That was the name we went with on the little bat naming thing. And we're super excited because we think that the Oppo Taco is going to be a great design for a lot of players too. It is going to be a balanced spin tech, and we think it's even better than the Sunshine Bat that everybody was going crazy about. We know it's better. So look for the Oppo Taco in Vegas. And congrats to the three guys who won it. I'm sorry I don't know your names off the top of my heads, but it's been a while, and we will be sending you a bat when it comes in for Vegas. We'll be sending each of you a free Oppo Taco bat, and me and Dave will be talking about it in Vegas. It'll be our balanced bat in Vegas.
Okay. Somebody was asking about it. And we talked about this because of the artwork that we got on it, was the anniversary wig popper. That will be in Vegas too, right?
No, so the anniversary wig popper will not show up in Vegas. Um, it was pulled for now because of another surprise bat that we're not going to talk about yet. But we have a
Okay.
lot of surprise stuff for Vegas as we go there. But there will be a wig popper in Vegas. Let me say it that way. It just
It
doesn't
gets
say third anniversary on
you
it.
know, it gets tough to talk it gets
Yeah.
tough to talk when you gotta realize what you're saying
Yeah.
and you don't give anything out. 'Cause I
Yeah,
do that too.
we didn't put third anniversary on it, but there will be a wig popper in Vegas that if you were looking for a wig popper coming out in Vegas, there will be one there. And
Fat Guy BP, we sold out.
we are sold out. Phantom Sports, Headbangers, Smash It Sports. They had less than 20 today. Smash It had 14, I think, is all left when I looked earlier this afternoon.
Yeah.
They sold out just like that. There was some great video put out by Chef last week that really got it hyped up to start, and then followed by Joshua Marr that hits with Adam Fowler, and Adam putting stuff out on the bat. You've seen Brandon Murray hit it, Rob Taylor. We had a lot of video on it. The bat was really jumping last week. We had a demo. One bat that I will say hung right there with the Fat Guy BP bat that we do have in stock, that we sold. Everyone that swung at bought one in North Georgia was the KV-25, which
I
is
wanted
our
to talk,
most.
yeah, that's what my
Yeah.
next question was. The KV-25. We hit that bat today. That is a
Yeah.
badass. That's a badass
It's a
bat.
badass bat. Yeah. And it was getting every bit of the performance of the Fat Guy BP. And just really kind of flew under the radar. It could have been just maybe poor marketing on our part. There was guys out there last weekend, they're buying the KV, and we were talking about it, and the young kids like, hey man, if you'd have wrote Fat Guy BP on that one, you probably would have sold 1,000 of them. Because that bat is hot. Yeah.
Painted it blue and pink, and then put
Yeah,
Fat
I
Guy
mean,
BP on it. It would have, yeah.
yeah,
Isn't that
it
funny?
was.
Isn't that funny?
It's just a good a bat in the balanced version. But it just didn't have the pink and blue or the Fat Guy BP name. It wasn't marketed as well. But both of them bats were super hot out there as all the kids hit them at the demo. And we sold every bat we took to the demo. We come back with none. So senior bats included. I didn't come back with a single bat because we took them all out the wrapper and let everybody hit them. And when they hit them, they all went home with them. You know what I mean? So, and we did all that in 2 hours. So, and Cage has been at the military tournament. I don't know if you knew. I guess you've seen he's at the military tournament this week.
Yeah.
So he's set up at the military tournament in Macon, selling bats, talking to people, selling apparel and bat and gloves with Brianna Munoz. I'm sorry if I said that wrong, Bree. And her son, not her son, her husband Anthony is going to be a signature USSSA player. He is going on the military USSSA bat. Heard it here first. So Anthony Munoz going, yeah, and he is a great young kid. They are a great family, and we're happy to bring them on board.
That KV 25 is a 12-inch barrel too.
Yeah, it's a 12-inch barrel balanced, and man, when they were picking it up, hitting it right there with the Fat Guy BP, there was some guys who's like, hey, it swings a little lighter. They were getting a little more on it with it. Some other guys like the Fat Guy BP better because it swung a little heavier. But they were both, you could see them off the barrel, just the swings. We had radar up on them in here, and that we're not getting different performance. We're getting the same exit velos. So, there it is. Same distance, same exit velos with the KV and the Fat Guy BP. And then is that what you seen at the field today though? You were hitting them out there. Did you see the KV hanging with the Fat Guy?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
The Fat Guy made a different sound, but that's just because it was newer. But we've been hitting that KV for a while, and it's performing. I like a 12-inch. So
yeah, me too.
It whips like a 12-inch. It feels like a 12-inch. Well, Fat Guy's a 13-inch. And that Fat Guy's badass. But it hung right.
It's a badass bat. And it being a 13-inch, and for what it is, I do agree with a lot of people. It's probably the best product we've put in the USSSA market with the Spin Tech and the 13-inch barrel and the stiff handle. Probably for a lot of people, probably a broader range of players would like that bat versus the KV. We just seen that the KV would get the same performance and is underrated for what it was,
Yeah.
So yeah.
There was the pickle juice,
Yeah.
2-piece, right? That's our 2-piece
Yeah.
pickle juice, right?
Yeah.
Do we have any of those?
Yeah, we still have some left. We were the same way. Every one that we took out there, everybody hit it. We sold them all. We still got a few left of the pickle juice.
We hit
Yeah.
that one today too. I mean,
Yeah.
on the pick, but I got to hit with Clem today, so I got to hit all their U-Trip again.
Yeah.
Because one thing about Clem, he doesn't bring them out when we do the seniors.
And thing with the pickle juice is it's not a no flex handle. So I never liked the stiff handle. More people like stiff handles than flex, but I
Yeah.
like a little flex in the handles, me personally.
Why?
So
Why? People going to ask why. I already know why, but because of the numbers that the
it
little bit of
increases
flex.
exit velo with
Yeah.
anybody. It don't matter
Yeah.
how big you are. Brandon Murray, the best hitters in the world, it will increase exit velo. We've never
Yeah.
seen anybody not happen.
Yeah.
So I can hit the flex, so I'm not going to give up a couple mile an hour. I mean, that might be the difference in a home run and a fly ball. It might be a difference in a ground ball getting through or getting caught. So I would pick up flex if I had two similar models. I would pick up the flex handle. Most people wouldn't because they think they're bending the bat when they're full of shit. They can't bend a bat. But yeah, most people like the stiff handle, so that's what sells the most. But it won't outperform a flex handle. It's just not
No.
gonna happen.
No.
So.
And then I got to talk about this one because I have it here in front of me. The OG. We're still taking. When are we going to get these in? Because I know there's pre-orders on them. Do you have a date on when these bats?
Oh, we have OGs in stock.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, we got plenty of OGs in stock. So we're not taking we're pre-ordering the hot chicken, not the OG. So yeah, the OGs are in stock. They're getting shipped like hell. We sold a ton of them over the weekend, Dave. And I know Dave's not here, so I guess when the last shipment came in, he didn't know. But
Well,
yeah, we have been
it's not
selling
on
them out.
It's for one, they don't talk about it in the Zoom meetings, right?
Yeah.
And in the group text, they don't talk about that either. Like,
Well,
David,
he's the only one not here in our defense, so he gets missed on some information. But no, we've
Yeah.
been shipping them out. We have several hundred of them in stock, and they are going fast. But we sold 50 over the weekend, so they might not be around much longer. You know how fast they move. So
Oh, definitely.
yeah. So it's they're moving real fast, and everybody's in love. I get texts every day about the OG, about players. I've never gotten a text with somebody who didn't like the OG. It's always great. Every day I get texts about thank you for making this bat. Are you seeing the same thing? Nothing negative on them.
I'm you know what, I'm seeing the same thing from a lot of 65, 70-year-old guys where
Mhm.
they have been given the OG because the younger guys don't want to swing it anymore.
Yeah.
Because they want something where they go to a bigger size.
Yeah,
Right.
they're going to a
So
heavier weight because the
so
swing's
what they're
light.
doing,
Yeah.
yes. So they're
Yeah.
buying the 28s and they're giving the 27s to the seniors, and they're like,
Yeah.
the older guys, the guys with the diminishing bat speed, are the girls, and they're like, holy shit, this bat is hot, and they start talking about burning. That's the part where you got to love this job, because you hear from the 70-year-old guys that never burned the outfielder in 2 years, and all of a sudden he smokes one past the outfielder, and he goes, I'm a short porch fan. And I don't send you all of them, I know, but I like reading that shit when it gets sent
Yeah,
to me.
I know, I know me and you get a lot of them, and every now and then, if it's something real good, we'll screenshot it, send it to each other. But how many women have claimed, and I assume they wouldn't lie about it, to have hit their first home run ever in seniors with the OG? I get that a lot, and man, that says it all about a bat when you have women who've never hit a home run and
Yeah.
they hit a couple home runs in seniors with the OG. And man, stuff like that, man, that is awesome. That is really awesome.
Xena,
Hmm.
I can't, I got to watch but Xena reached the trees with the bat that we're going to put out in another 6 months. Xena reached the trees. Like Xena hit the home run. Xena hits home runs. Xena's our girl. She hits home runs with the OGs, not any other bat, but she'll hit them with the OG, right? Well, she picked up the other bat the other day and hit it into the trees. So that's how come we have that bro science. You like y'all guys, you're a big science guy. You're a big
Yeah.
formula guy, right? So when it gets to us, we do the bro science. So that's the distance that we see when it comes to that. Is Zena's hitting them, and Zena turns around, looks at me, and I'm going, "You're not taking it. I don't care what you say. You're not taking that bat with you, because she'll snake something like that, and she'll put it in her bag and give me the OG back or whatever, or something like that." But yeah, then I got to keep an eye on that bat because I have 2 of them, and I got to keep an eye on it because we're basically
Dude,
what we're doing.
I only have one, and everybody's trying to get it.
27, probably a 27.
Yeah.
But but that's the R&D. We're going to hit it as much as
Yeah,
we can
that's the R&D.
and
I
see what
will
kind of
say,
life.
I will tell a story about Leslie pitching, and Leslie don't play sports. She's a little more athletic than than she thinks anyway.
Yeah.
So she's pitching out there because Sean's late getting to the park a few weeks back. Only time me and Sean's been able to take batting practice because it's reindeer 2 straight weeks every day. So I'm choked up on that bat, and I'm kind of punching around little right field, just chili dipping it, hitting it to the left, and and not swinging hard. I'm choked up, just punching it. And I looked down to grab some balls, and I didn't see it. It could have rolled under the fence. Leslie said the ball went out the park. I was just choked up punching it. And I look up, and Sean pulls up, and he's like, "Man, that ball went like way into the back of the parking lot, man. I didn't know who was pitching to you." And I was like, "Man, I didn't ever see it. I was choked up slapping it. Who like you do. I seen you slap it around a little bit." And I'm like, they said the ball went way out the park. I'm like, dude, that's unbelievable that you could even do that. So I didn't even see it is the bad thing, because I went to pick up the ball. I looked down because I thought it was just going to go out there 250 foot, like it should have.
Yeah.
But it sure was. It was in the back of the parking lot at the field. And that's a testament to what that bat will help, how it'll help slower bat speed people.
100%. I've done that too. I've actually, where I just slap the ball and it'll hit it. I'll hit it to the tree. It's just the way the barrel's just made ungodly. It's got an ungodly barrel.
It is.
I want to talk about go ahead.
It is definitely, it's going to be a fan favorite next season. And but anyway, we got a lot of good stuff out right now that's badass, including the OG that everybody knows how good it is. And this bat has the same tri-layer Kevlar tech. It's just a new design.
Yeah.
So
I've been answering questions on this for a while. Is the bat bags? We got 10 bat bags in just to make sure it's what we want.
Yeah, just for quality control, there are 10 coming before we do a large shipment. There's 10 small backpack rollers that still roll and 10 big ones. So there's actually 20.
Yeah.
But we had like 100 people wanting the 20 of them, I know. So and that's Leslie's video went kind of viral, and we were just hesitant with a new product to we want to double check when they get here and just make we're sure it's going to check out just fine. But before we do a large shipment of bat bags that are kind of very costly, to be honest. So
Yeah.
and just to do a double check, make sure we get everything right. And she's trying to add something to the bat bag that I'm not going to talk about.
Yeah.
Because
That was a great idea.
Yeah, that Erica come up with. So they're trying to add something to the bat bag too. They're working on that at the manufacturing site, and Leslie's working on it. So I'm not. I got out the bat bag business, Jeff, personally, because I sucked at it and I didn't have time. So it wasn't something I was really good at. So so Leslie and Erica are killing it with the bat bags, guys, and everybody that's seen their video, they know they got a good bat bag. They're going to be putting out in the market. You know, so
Yeah, I
mm,
can't wait. A lot of people are asking me about that one,
yeah.
because they want to get in there and uh, get one too. Anything else you got going on? Oh,
No, I mean, I do want to talk about. We were talking about all the bats. And I wanted to talk about signature players in general. And one that went, I'm really, I'll be the first to tell you, and nobody knows this, but maybe you, but I'm critical of our people and signature players and how they um, just do things in the fields and promote our brand and what we just want to be really upbeat and a fun company and all and show people what we have. Jose Nunez, that him and his brother are on the Beach City bat. Jose Nunez did a phenomenal job going around and promoting his bat. And I hadn't told him this personally. I've talked to him and said thank you, of course, but man, he went to the John Robbins and hit with those guys over there that on one side of Florida. He went hit with the Ed Rose and those at their hitting club. He went and hit with Marcus in the kitchen, and he had a great bat. He was on a good looking bat. He has a great product that we put out for him and his brother. Now his brother is younger, in the 40s, and he works. So Jose is retired, so Miguel really couldn't go help him. But I want to give Jose a shout out because man, what a great job by him, and he's everything I'd hope. Uh, um, that he is what I hoped every signature player would be, and how they promote
represents
their
the
bat.
brand. Yeah,
Yeah, and how they promote the brand. I think that's awesome. As we look to how we're going to market things and the people we're going to have for next season, Jose knocked it out of the park, man. He really
yeah.
did.
You told
You
you
know,
you called me up last week and was talking to me about that, and I think that's we need. That's what we like. I mean, to get out there and
yeah,
talk about it, talk about how it performs, talk about the weight distribution, talk about the barrel length, the barrel that we have on it. So
yeah,
get the word out, and then put it in
yeah,
people's hands so they can swing it. Here, you swing it, because that's what
yeah,
we turn into. We turn into a society where we're not going to believe what you have to say anymore because they've been lied to in the past. So what we
yeah,
do is
absolutely.
we put it in
And
their hands.
Jose too. He's smaller now. His brother is a physical specimen. I don't. It, yeah, Jose is. I ain't gonna say how tall he is, but anyway, he's probably around your height. Now he was a number one draft pick in MLB, but his brother's way taller than him. And Jose is not that big a guy. And when he hits, you don't see a big, huge guy hitting. So he's got more of a normal bat speed. And I think when he goes out there and hits and talks to people, you kind of, it kind of shows the bat off more. And Brandon does a good job stepping back and not hitting when he's talking to people, because he'll hit and put on a show at the end, and he did last week in North Georgia. But Brandon will talk to everybody and explain about the bats and talk about their swings and help the players too. Brandon does a great job. And not knocking anybody else, but Jose Nunez went above and beyond for Short Porch last week. And man, I hope that we're able to bring in more people like him, Dave. That was awesome.
Definitely.
You know.
Well, that's what short porch is anyway. I mean, getting out
Yeah.
and talking to people doesn't matter
Yeah.
who they are. Just
Yeah.
getting out
Don't
there.
matter who they are, don't matter what level they play at, and just explaining to them the different types of bats, and just being a different kind of company. And man, it's been awesome. We had a lot of great people. Rob Taylor did jumped in there in Atlanta last week and did a lot for Short Porch and got the demo set up last minute. So, you know, I know Mania went and hit in the kitchen. And just a lot of good things going on. So it's been exciting times, but look for the Jawbreaker series, guys, next week. The 2-piece bats are on the senior side are going to be back in action, because I know a lot of guys are looking for 2-piece bats on the senior side from Short Porch. So check out the Jawbreaker. I think it's a phenomenal paint job. Miss Leslie will be showing that off. So
Definitely. A lot of good shit coming too, and getting
yeah.
bigger. I mean, we're running 60 tonight, average 60 for an hour and a half. You know, hour and 45 minutes, an hour and 45 minutes to have 60 people watching us for talk for an hour and 45 minutes. That says it all right there.
That's just one of the platforms. He's got a bunch more going on he can't see. So,
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
I got 4 more. I got 4 more that are actually watching too.
Yeah,
So,
he's got all kind of platforms. The numbers are crazy. A lot of people are following it. Dave, I'm having more people call from your lives than ever asking about the bats. Here, I know you don't get to see that, you know, until we grab Tammy and move your ass to Savannah. But after that, you'll get to take all these phone calls here. So now, I don't want to give Trey and Clem heart attack.
oh no, they're already preparing for it because they're already taking over doing their own shit. Oh,
Yeah.
a prime example is Clem told me today I could not pick up a U-Trip bat from his stash. Like I said, where did you get that? Yeah, a Short Porch U-Trip bat. I'm talking to him and I go, hey, that pickle juice, 2-piece pickle juice, I want to take that. He goes, no, you're not. So they're already preparing for it. They already know, you know. Clem's out there taking charge. And I turn around and look at Trey. I said, did he just tell me no? Like, did Clem just tell me no? And he goes, yeah, he did. He goes, but this is his stuff. This is that U-Trip stuff. So yeah, they're already preparing for it. You know,
Yeah, man. They're like, soon as Tammy wants to come to Savannah, he's just gonna pack the U-Haul truck and truck this way.
It's gonna have to be a big U-Haul truck. That's all I can say.
Lots of shoes.
I got workout equipment to bring. I got all this other kind of different kind of universal weightlifting stuff. I got to put it on a different trailer. I got to bring all that. I fit nice in the warehouse. Little place in the corner where I can get my gym set up. I'll be ready.
Heck yeah, man. We got room in here. You know, you're good.
I seen how big that place is. It's big.
Good stuff. But we're gonna live together for a month in Vegas, and I'm super excited, man. Can't wait. It's getting close now. Now it's just inching in there. I'll tell you, we're working around the clock on the Vegas production, as we call it. I've seen some robotics numbers from some of the bats coming out for Vegas. It's looking real good. I'm really excited about the stuff we have now and in the future. So everybody just stay tuned. And I will say this, without a shadow of a doubt, we're going to have baseball bats and fast pitch bats in 2026. I will say that.
Oh, definitely. You talked a little bit about that with me today on the baseball fast pitch. I can't wait. You know, the good news we found out today about the fast pitch bats, we don't want to get into that, but you know, about the good news about the fast pitch bats today, where it actually takes a little bit of pressure off us.
It does.
Going forward. And when you're doing that and we can get the product out there to the fast pitch group of people, that's a plus. So it not only benefits us, it benefits them too. So yeah, definitely. But Vegas, I cannot wait because we get to meet a lot of people. That's the deal about Vegas. And if you guys ever watched us in Vegas or seen pictures of us in Vegas, we talk a lot.
Oh, I kept losing my voice.
Yeah.
So, a funny story is I was losing my voice so bad. Tammy was bringing me Coronas at the coaches meeting because I kept losing my voice. She heard me losing my voice. So it was so nice. She'd go give me a Corona because she had seen me drink a couple of them. Yeah. And I couldn't. Dave, he did okay. He wasn't losing his voice, but I kept losing my voice for some reason. I don't know. I think it's the different in the climate too up there and over there.
Yeah. I'm used to talking, so I can talk. They ran us out of that one night. They kind of
they did at the coaches meeting, and man, we're gonna talk and hopefully meet some people. And you know, last year you found Rachel Good. How about that? So you never know who we might find this year to be a part of Short Porch from Vegas.
Yeah, she came up and y'all guys started talking to her first, and then I walked over there and started talking to her. But you're the one who grabbed her. You talked to her, and where nobody else would, and you kind of grabbed her
Man,
and started talking to her, and then look where we're at now, right now with her.
I don't talk to Rachel very much actually, but I actually talk about Rachel often. So I need to call her from a little more because I think I really think highly of her, and I just with the different time zones and
Yeah,
stuff like this, I hadn't really took, when I do think about calling her, it's usually an odd time or something, but and I'm not sure when she's available, but I got to start talking to her more, man, because I'm a huge fan of Rachel's is what I was getting at.
she's 3
So,
hours behind you.
yeah,
Like,
3 hours
3 hours,
behind.
man. Well,
So,
she's 2
yeah.
hours behind me.
Yeah, and I
So
was actually one of the directors in California this morning. I was scared. He had texted me late last night, and I needed to check on something for him. And I texted him this morning, and it was real early. There, it was probably still 4 in the morning. But I'm like, if I don't, I'll forget. So I shot the text. I know I woke him up. He texted me right back, but I'm like, man, I should have waited. But you know how it is. You're worried. You'll get going with your day and forget.
forget
And
about it.
that time difference will get you. But and it's hard being out in Vegas and with people on the East Coast because they'll wake us up. They'll call us in the morning and stuff and wake us up. Before we're even leaving, going out there to go to Big League Dreams, they were texting and calling us every morning, waking us up. So
Yeah.
it was wild. But I'll let you get off of here, man. I appreciate everything, Dave. I'll talk to you tomorrow, and hopefully give you some more good news about the Jawbreaker series because I should be able to get a launch date for you in the next day or two.
Yeah,
So.
that'd be great. Let's get me the bats too. That would be good too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
As soon as
I
they
keep saying
get
that,
here.
but I'm always 3 days behind everybody else. 4 days behind.
This week, I don't care what you say because and here, Clem, if you're watching, and Trey, I call Dave and I say, Dave, you want me to overnight him? And every time Dave's like, don't spend the money to overnight. This time I'm
Yeah.
not asking him. I'm going to overnight him to death.
Yeah, I do say
He'll
that.
get him next day.
Yeah. And then
So,
when Clem asked me about it, I said, it takes like 4 days to get to us. But the reason because our schedule is we don't know about it because of the rains, right?
yeah.
So during this time of year, we get a little bit of rain here and we don't know when we're going to hit. So I didn't want you to spend the money because guys, to overnight something to get it the next day, it costs a lot of money.
Yeah.
And I didn't want that.
Yeah. And then you got, when you got Adam, like if I send one to Adam, he's in North Carolina, it's a day or two. Anybody in Florida, Alan or Marcus or anybody there, they're
24
going to get it
hours.
one day.
Yeah.
They're going to get it one day. See, we send shit to Alan. It might leave here 6 o'clock at night and be at his house at 8 in the morning.
Yeah. And then
So,
Alan's, yeah, I know how Alan is. He gets it up in front of the camera. Look what we got first.
yeah,
I know he's
where
saying Dave. Dave, but he'll go out there and go,
and
look
then
what we got first.
he'll go
and
hit
start hitting it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Alan.
Yeah, he'll go hit it. Don't matter what day it is. He'll go out there and hit
care.
it.
Yeah,
Them guys are younger. They hit every day.
I need to tease Dave with it a little bit because I got it before he
Yeah.
did. I'll
hold Allen's bat a day. No, this is what I'm gonna do because one of them's an Allen signature. So I'm gonna hold his bat and send it to you, and not send him his own bat.
Oh,
and you'll be like, "Look,
you're gonna catch hell. You're gonna catch hell for that one. I guarantee that. He'll show up to your door. He'll find out when it's gonna be delivered.
Yeah, he'll drive up. Alan
Yeah.
was in here Friday morning, actually. So he was coming back from North Carolina, and we're right off I-95, so he stopped in. And I showed up. He was already here. Alan was in here, and he grabbed some. He knew what was up. He grabbed some Fat Guy BP bats, the bubble gums. He was like, I don't think y'all gonna have any come Monday. He grabbed some, so he was smart.
He pushes a product. I know that.
Yeah, he kicks ass, man, and I'm excited about his Jawbreaker bat coming out and the Jawbreaker series. So y'all stay tuned for that. But I appreciate it. I will let you off here, man. Sorry to hold you up so long. Thank you for everything, Dave.
All right, buddy.
All right, man.
This is guys. We can't talk about a lot of the stuff that's coming out because there's a lot of stuff on the plate that we're waiting on. and it's already been approved. A lot of it's already been approved, but we have a schedule that we have to go by. We don't throw stuff in the middle, or the schedule's been out for a long time, beginning of the year, on when we're going to drop things. That schedule gets maybe pushed back a little bit depending on China. But we've been pretty good. We're with a couple. We have 4 warehouses. We're in with all 4 of them. We get bats made in each one, depending on what bat we get made. So it depends on what they're doing and to get stuff out. And that's our schedule that we go through. So there is some good shit coming. We have some good shit coming this next week. We have the DDTs, like he was talking about, U-Trip, and then Alan's DDT coming out. And those are going to be different than the last ones. We'll talk about it when we get him here. I'm not going to talk too much. Alan wants to talk about his DDT, and I'll let him, do that. And it comes to us. And then I think Alan, don't get paranoid. Jeff was messing around with that, but he gets the bat to you first. You'll probably get both the U-Trip and your bat. And then I'll get him about 3-4 days later, and then we'll swing them. And I like that. I think that's because you have 2 different podcasters, our Facebook Live, YouTube Live, that we do it in, and I think that's pretty good. That's a bigger reach, and then like we talk about Rachel Good, Rachel Good, we're going to get her some bats, and because she's doing bat demo days on that West Coast, and get stuff in her hands. Bob Downs, I think they're collaborating. They have been collaborating too, Rachel and Bob, to basically put Short Porch in your hands like I did today. And guy, I'm not going to try to sell you on this. Just swing it. Just swing it. Let us know what you think about it. And that's what it's all about. But guys, a lot of stuff. I'll be again on Friday night, 7:00 on Friday night. I like to do 7 because a lot of you guys are sitting at home. A lot of the West Coast are getting home. A lot of the East Coast are sitting in their house, and what better way to entertain by listening? It's different than what it's going to be tonight. It's not going to be the same thing. It's going to be a lot of health and nutrition, just things you can do to better get your quality of life back as we get older, to make you play ball, I guess, for another 20 years. Thanks, guys, for watching.